Greetings, listeners. Welcome to Consulting Between Friends. I'm your host, Michael Holmes Jr. This episode will be very important to think about. It is about natural disasters that affect every one of us. The topic is Mother Nature, how to prepare for natural disasters. I chose this topic because I believe listeners should hear this. I will discuss the definition of natural disasters and the different types of disasters. I came up with this topic because my family, friends, and I are dealing with a natural disaster right now, and that is a hurricane. I live in New Orleans, Louisiana, where hurricane season is something to think about every year. This season starts on June 1st and ends on November 30th. This is the time of the year it is most rampant. That's right. If you live near a body of water, this is on your mind every year. The current hurricane affecting Louisiana coast is Hurricane Ida. I will talk about how I am preparing for the hurricane. We will return after a message from our sponsor. Everyone is always planning things, and advertising is needed to make it happen. So, if it's personal or business, let Pinpoint Designs and Images solve that problem. With Pinpoint Designs and Images LLC, you will receive quality work and professional service at a great price. The service that is offered: flyers, business cards, programs, invitations, photo books, ad booklets, and much more. Michael Holmes Jr., owner/principal designer of Pinpoint Designs and Images LLC. Contact me by email or social media. Email address is pinpointdesignsandImages@gmail.com, and Instagram, Pinpoint Designs, and Facebook, Pinpoint Designs and Images. We are back. Natural disasters occur every year, but it's something we always have to be prepared for or think about. When it comes to natural disasters, you have to get into survivor mode. Survivor mode basically means finding what you need to survive in life during a natural disaster. It consists of shelter, which is a place to stay, food for you to eat, water for you can drink. Now we're about to talk about the different types of natural disasters. They are winter storm, flood, tornado, hurricane, earthquake, wildfires. Next, I will break down the natural disasters that you can prepare for the most. After that, you will hear the ones that you cannot prepare for. The first group that you can prepare for are flood, hurricane, winter storm. The next group that you cannot prepare for are wildfire, tornado, earthquake. When you hear the word natural disaster, it has lots of meanings. Well, right now, I am about to tell you the definition of what natural disasters are. This definition is coming from the Homeland Security website. They stated, natural disasters include all types of severe weather, which have the potential to pose a significant threat to human life and safety, property, critical infrastructure, and homeland security. Natural disasters occur both seasonally and without warning, subjecting the nation to frequent period of insecurity, disruption, and economic loss. That was a lot I just told all of y'all to process. Basically, in layman's terms, this basically means it's life-threatening. After a short break, we will return. We are back. Now that I gave you the breakdown about natural disasters, I am about to focus on the main reason why I decided to do this episode, and that is because of hurricane season. And right now, hurricane season is affecting me right now. I'm in a hurricane zone in New Orleans, Louisiana. So, the next thing we're about to break down is how to prepare for a hurricane. The first thing for planning for a hurricane is have a plan of action of what you're planning to do. If you're planning to leave and evacuate for the hurricane or stay for the hurricane, you have to implement ideas and things that you're planning to focus on. If you're planning to evacuate, you got to make sure that you have gas for your vehicle and that you have a plan of where you're planning to travel to. Make sure when you're leaving out of town to evacuate that you have extra spending money. In other words, cash on the highway. And also bring all important documents and items that you do not want destroyed while you're gone. Or if you do not have a vehicle, you can take public transportation. That will also work for you to escape the unpredictable disaster that is coming your way. If you're not planning to evacuate for the hurricane, the southern term is hunker down, which means stay in place where you're planning to ride out the storm. Once again, ride out the storm. If you're planning to ride out the storm, be prepared to make sure that you have enough food supply and water to survive. Also, make sure that you have flashlights, candles, because the electricity is definitely going to go out. So you have to be prepared for this. Other supplies to take consider of is your medical supplies, which basically is your medicine that you take every day, a first aid kit to prepare if you get injured, cell phone battery or charger, a handheld radio, flashlights and extra batteries. Now this is something new to have because of the pandemic we're in. Make sure that you have a face mask. The reason why you need to make sure you have a face mask is to protect yourself of different chemicals that is in the air. Also, if you end up evacuating, you can protect yourself from other people. Garbage bags. Basically, the reason why you need garbage bags is if you have to pick up some trash in your area. Can opener, because you will have some canned foods that you need to eat and you need to open it before you can have your meal. Now, this is old school, but having a map is a good thing. Another thing you should add to your list is if you're planning to stay home for the storm is make sure to purchase a generator. The reason why it's good to purchase a generator is because you can conduct electricity after the storm passes. In other words, you can hook up your refrigerator for your food to stay cold. Plus, also you can create electricity in your house for you can see during the day. And power up anything else that needs to be charged to help you along the way. There are a few other things you need to also make sure you have in your survival kit for the storm. Some tools if you have to break out wherever you're at. I don't mean to really say this, but sometimes this might actually happen. So you basically have to make sure that you have this plan along with you. There are so many other things that you can also put on your list, but mostly it's personal things that you consider for yourself. Now it's time to discuss my preparation for the hurricane. Before Friday, I went to the store and get some items that I needed. Since I live with my parents, my mother went to Sam's to go get some items for the hurricane. When she came back, she basically told me people were in the store fighting over water. When I heard that, I'm like, fighting over water. Just letting you know this is really getting serious. But she was able to get the items that she went to the store for, which was water and a few other things that she had in mind. Friday, I had to go to work. After Friday, I went and put more gas in my car. When I was on my way to the gas station after work, I realized at the first racetrack gas station, which I thought about going to, it looked just like you were stuck in traffic on the interstate. But that was people getting gas for the hurricane. So I told myself, I'm not going to this gas station. I'll go to another one on my way home. I decided to go to the second racetrack that was on my way home. The second racetrack gas station was not that bad, so I got in line. When I waited for my turn and finally got to the gas pump, what happened was I was pumping gas and all of a sudden I realized it's going slow. I barely got $1 in my tank. So I basically told myself I'm going to switch tanks. They are totally out of gas at this pump. So I also let the other person that was in front of me with their vehicle to not go to this gas tank. So I moved my car. When I moved my car, I was waiting for another few more minutes, basically. Altogether at the gas station, I say at least about an hour. Once the people was finished pumping gas in front of me, this person came by me and told me the only thing that was available was premium gas. So I already prepared myself that I'm spending a lot more money than usual. Then all of a sudden, the person who worked for the racetrack gas station basically came out and said, "No more regular gas, only premium gas." So everybody knew what was going on. People was filling up their cars and filling up different gas containers. Most of the reason why some people is filling up gas containers is a lot of people in the South for hurricane season has a generator. And this is what people were basically doing. When I was on my way home from work after getting gas, all you see people was getting gas for their vehicles and going to the store and preparing yourself for the hurricane or planning to evacuate for the storm. I'm about to discuss something that's very personal. In the past, I have evacuated for the storm. This particular storm, I did not evacuate. I'm here at my parents' home and we are basically hunkering down for the storm. We have all the items we need to survive. One of the items I know we're definitely going to use, like we used before, was a camping stove, which is a propane stove. We can cook whatever food we need to cook. Also, we have a barbecue pit. So we can barbecue wherever we need to barbecue. We have flashlights, candles, and we also have a generator to give us electricity eventually after the storm passes. So I believe that we will be fine. But just like I was saying, this is serious. We did take this serious, and a lot of other people took it serious in New Orleans. Some people evacuated and some didn't. I know a lot of my cousins who evacuated, and I also know some that did not. So it basically, at the end of the day, is what do you believe that you should do for a natural disaster that is approaching your home where you stay? This is all I have to say for this episode. I just wanted to point out some important things for people to think about national disasters. Other than that, I just want y'all to also know that I am safe where I'm at, even though I did not evacuate. But in other hand, I would have evacuate, but I had some financial issues. Some people do have this situation, so they have to think which is totally best. In my state, it was financial issues. For my parents, it wasn't, but they just wanted to actually stay at their house. One last thing, remember to support Black business owners and bless the people of the Gulf Coast for Hurricane Ida. Thank you for listening to Consulting Between Friends. This podcast is available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts, as well other platforms that are available. So like and subscribe. Need to contact us and leave us a comment? You can find us on Instagram at Consulting the letter B Friends. Once again, Consulting B Friends. An email address is consulting the letter B friends at gmail.com. Once again, consulting B friends at gmail.com. Consulting Between Friends. Thanks to everyone for making this possible. Your hosts, Michael Holmes Jr. and co-host Shayar Jones. The producer and content creator, Michael Holmes Jr. Artwork cover, Michael Holmes Jr. Original music, a DJ name / references, the Louisiana Get a Game Plan website, the Department of Homeland Security website, content distributor, Power 77 Radio,